When I visited The Last of Us Season 1 sets in Calgary, Canada, I thought if this is what's going into the show, it's gonna be massive. It's gonna be amazing. Then Season 1 aired, and it was just okay. Season 2 felt even more underwhelming. Looking back at everything they built and barely used, I think I know why. This is a throwback to what went wrong in Season 1 and whether the same thing was repeated in the second season and what we can expect from Season 3. So they transformed entire downtown blocks into apocalyptic Kansas City and Boston, full FEMA camps, military convoys, alleys perfect for clicker ambushes, but in the final cut, second or nothing. I've got a hunch Season 2 did the same thing. If they keep this pattern, Season 3 will also feel very similar and small. There's 3 problems that keep holding this show back. Weak world building, not enough infected, and questionable casting and dialogue choices. But if you nail the first 2, the third wouldn't necessarily hit as hard. Not saying that it's not important, I'm just saying that it wouldn't really be as noticeable if you nailed the first 2 points. They shut down critical roads into downtown Calgary. The shot we got was cool, but imagine Joel, Ellie, and Tess walking that stretch, feeling the silence, passing stalled buses, gunshot glass, quarantine signs. Early Walking Dead would have nailed that. Slow, patient, letting the world tell the story. Instead, we got quick car POVs where the city is just background. Or we got a wide shot showing what could have been amazing if you let us see it up close and personal. The next huge set that they built that they didn't use was the Utah National Guard FEMA camps. These included trailers, tents, barricades, scorched Humvees, all of that good stuff. It would have been perfect for a flashback scene, but what we really got was mostly a blink and miss moment where all of this is just blurred in the background. These full FEMA sites were built. In the episode, their background blurred during the Firefly's capture. We barely go into what those really were. And being there, I can tell you the attention to detail was absolutely out of this world. I mean, if you just walk through that and show bits and pieces from across that environment, you can tell a story without any dialogue. A few extra minutes, some ambient sound, a slow pan, it would have told instantly what happened. It would have sold the instant collapse of society. Also, there were a lot of sets that they built which were related to the Fireflies or FEDRA hospital scenes near the end of the season. They transformed a whole abandoned building into a FEDRA hospital, but it was never featured. It got scrapped altogether. These are not just cool locations, these are story anchors. And we lost the texture of institutions in decay by skipping over all of that stuff. Another portion that was definitely trimmed, and it was a huge missed opportunity, was the FEDRA overthrow story that they built sets for. They actually filmed a huge FEDRA overthrow. I'm talking riots, I'm talking military presence, I'm talking chaos, hundreds of extras, vehicles, bases, tanks, all of that good stuff. But in the show, it's a quick montage opening sequence. This could have been an amazing street level story arc. Power, changing hands, chaos, choices, it's all gone in a minute. And it doesn't quite capture the essence of what could have been there if they actually showed it in its entirety and actually let us immerse ourselves into the world. Also, there were alleys that were made for stealth beats that were just scrapped altogether. You could have let Ellie sneak in, let clicks echo, and that would have been amazing. You don't need a giant horde, one silhouette, one sound cue, regular small infected moments, it would have been enough to keep the world hostile. When you don't show the world, it feels smaller. With fewer infected beats, it feels safer than it should. And when the environment isn't pulling weight, casting and dialogue take heat they don't need. Now, I didn't visit season 2. It was filmed in BC and more particularly in Vancouver. Mostly, I suspect it was a similar situation because the final cut felt similar to the cuts in season 1. There were some cool big sequences that involved big sets, and they did a pretty good job with those, but mostly they missed the mark. It definitely felt like minimal screen time was dedicated to letting these environments breathe on their own. If season 3 follows that path, we'll miss out again on the scale this story deserves. If you think about it, the story of The Last of Us is far beyond just the core story and the characters. Yes, that's important, but the story is also about the environment. The environment in The Last of Us, the atmosphere in the game is a character on its own. And they really robbed fans of getting that character in the TV adaptation. Now, it was always going to be difficult for them to translate the immersion that the game gave us into a TV show. But if they gave us a fraction of the stuff that they actually had set up and ready to go, I feel like we would have had a better immersive experience into The Last of Us world. And it would have done a lot to make the world feel bigger than what it was shown in the first 2 seasons. Because let's be honest, the world in The Last of Us TV show feels massively smaller compared to the world of the game. So Calgary gave them a fully built apocalypse. We just didn't get to walk it. Should they have used more of these sets? Which one would you want to see fully on screen? The city walk, the hospital, or the FEDRA fall? Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe to join our community, and press the bell to be notified when I upload on the channel. That's it for this video. See you next time for another super video.